Oh, Jamar Chase with the dive. Because Garrett Wilson's wide open. Garrett Wilson, touchdown Barrett. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here in the Water Juice channel, and welcome back to another episode of the Tennessee Titans 10-year rebuild. This is episode number 2, year number 2, and in the last episode, it kind of went basically how I expected it to go. We didn't do really anything, but in the offseason, we had a very successful offseason, I would think. I personally think we had a very successful offseason. We moved on from a lot of our older contracts that are just never going to be anything for us. They were just dead weight. One of those being, the main one probably being Ryan Tannehill, who is no longer with us. He's not dead. He's just on another team, I think, or in free agency. He's still alive, though. We are going to be into the Will Levis era. I'm not saying by any means that Will Levis will be the guy for the rest of this series, but we're going to give him a chance. We are going to give him a fair shake at that title of being the franchise quarterback. We still have Derrick Henry. And I mentioned in the last episode how I wasn't sure how long we should keep Derrick Henry around. Should it be for the entire series, or should it be for like 5 years, maybe 2 to 3 years, however long I don't know. So I think we're going to keep him around until we start to notice that slight dip where he starts to regress. Once he starts to regress pretty badly, and then maybe he'll even drop to superstar at some point, that's probably when we want to pull the trigger on him, because at that point he'll still have a little bit of value, but he won't have obviously the value that he has now. But I do think we can still manage to squeeze some sort of value out of him if we give him a couple of more seasons. Wide receivers, we have Treylon Burks and we have Levis Chenault, who we got in a trade last episode. Treylon Burks had such a good season last episode that he got up to star development, which is something I was concerned about in last episode. I wasn't sure if he was going to be able to develop because he only had normal. But now that he has star, that completely changes the game and gives him a lot more of a fair chance to develop. So I'm happy about that. Our offensive line, we drafted a center. Was it Sebastian? Cedric Van Pran from Georgia. He only has normal development, but he has a 74 overall. He's a pretty good center. He should be able to hold it down for us, if not for the entire series or until we get an upgrade. I don't know. But I like the offensive line right now. We still need a left guard. We're still working on that. We have Peter Skoronski at left tackle. That's not a big deal. And the guy that you may be noticing sticking out like a sore thumb is Kyle Pitts. We made a massive trade last episode to get Kyle Pitts. He is now a Tennessee Titan, and we are giving Will Levis all of the chances to succeed. We have 2 very solid receivers in Burks and Levis Chenault. We have a great running back. I don't have number 8 unlocked. That's okay. Or available. That's okay. We have a great running back in Derrick Henry, and we have one of the best tight ends in the NFL in Kyle Pitts. So he's got all the weapons he needs to succeed. I hope he can do it. Oh, and you may have noticed Blake Corum has star development. When I was going through the preseason simulation stuff, he actually had a preseason upgrade with one of those like conversation things that happens sometimes where Derrick Henry was like mentoring or something, and then he went out and had a good game in the preseason, and he actually went from normal to star development. So that is huge, because when we drafted him, he only had normal, and I wasn't sure if he was actually going to be the backup or not long term. But now that he has star, that gives him a lot better chance to be the backup, just like Treylon Burks. So that is our offense. On defense, we have Dallas Turner, who we took in the first round, I think, right? Did we take him in the first round? I don't remember. We had a very good draft. I like our draft. We have some solid corners. We have Christian Gonzalez. We have Jeffrey Simmons on the defensive line with Corey Foreman, who has hidden development we don't know yet. We also have Jalen Carter as another D-tackle possibility with Tyler Tart. Our linebackers are hopefully going to be pretty good, especially with Tyree Wilson and Turner on the edges. Amani Hooker and Kevin Byard, I like. This team's got the pieces. It's starting the pieces. You can see it. You can certainly see the building blocks of a championship team. Now, I'm pretty sure we won 7 games last year when I actually predicted us to win only 4 games. So now I'm going to predict us to win 7 games and then we're only going to win like 4 games. That's what's going to probably be the case. So we'll predict 7 games. We are 80s across the board. I'm excited to get into this one. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know who's going to play well. I really hope Will Levis plays good, because that would be a nice sign for the future. That would really ease my tensions about what we're going to do at quarterback, but we'll have to wait and see. So hit that like button if you go and enjoy. Subscribe to the channel. Join the Juice Club, and let's simulate year number 2. I'll get to the midseason mark, and I'll bring you guys back in. We've made it to the midseason mark. We currently sit at 3-4, so that's not like overly horrible or anything. It's not bad. It's not where we're kind of where I expected us to be, basically. Will Levis hasn't gone up in overall, I don't think, unless he went up 1. He might have went up 1 from 72 to 73. I don't remember. But our first look at negotiations, Derrick Henry. Okay, this is where we have to decide, is Derrick Henry the guy? I was hoping it wouldn't take this, or it wouldn't be this soon, but we also need to figure out Jeffrey Simmons. I do want to bring him back. He doesn't fit under the scheme. Oh, we can change that, and then maybe that would help him want to come back easier. We're not a Super Bowl team. We don't have a franchise quarterback, and we are kind of in a warm weather state a little bit. Let me try to change the scheme and see if that could, because that could also help us. No, not weekly strategy. That could also help us win some games in the last half of the season. I backed out, didn't I? Oh, this game is so easy to back out. I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to back out. Trust me. I pressed circle too many times to get out of the weekly strategy. All right, we're back. So if I want to go to the staff and then the schemes, he said that he doesn't like the 3-4 under, even though it's 85%. Why don't we try the 4-6 defense 95%? That seems to be even better. 95 is better than 85. I don't know if that would affect him right now, or we have to simulate a week. Does that change his... Ooh, that helps him a lot. He really wants to be here now. Well, it doesn't really want to be here, but he'd much rather be here now more than he did before, so that's huge. We'll give him a big signing bonus, a big salary, 4 years, and he is coming back. So we signed Jeffrey Simmons. We locked him up. We're not going to be able to do anything to help Derrick Henry. We're just going to either have to overpay him or figure something out. We can't pay Laviska Shenault just yet, but we can pay Christian Fulton. I will do that right now. He wants to be here. 5-year contract. Any future deals need to account for my interest not being mayor. What are you talking about, Christian? That was a huge contract. That was a huge contract. What do we do with Derrick Henry, though? I think we sign him to a new contract, or at least attempt to sign him to a new contract, and then we can figure out if we want to trade him or not. I think that's the goal. So I'll give him this, and he says no to that. So we are going to have to severely overpay Derrick Henry if we want to bring him back. That is a little scary. All right, that's where we are right now, 3-4, headed into the second half of the season. I'll see you guys at the playoffs. I don't know if we're going to be involved, but we'll see what happens. The season is finished, and hey, at least we're consistent. We finished 7-10, I'm pretty sure, for the second straight year, which means that we didn't really do anything different from when we had Ryan Tannehill at quarterback to now with Will Levis, which is good. That means that Will Levis isn't that much different than Ryan Tannehill, which is it's a nice thing to know, because that just gives Will Levis a chance to keep growing when Ryan Tannehill, we really didn't have any chance of growing. On the other news, I did re-sign Derrick Henry. I gave him a 4-year deal, $9 million salary, $9 million bonus. So it's a pretty hefty contract for a guy that's in his 30s now, or maybe just 30. Did he just turn 30? He's still 29. He'll be 30 in the next episode. But that's a pretty hefty contract for a running back that's entering his 30s. So I do have him locked up for, I think, 4 years now. So we have a little bit more time to figure out what we want to do with him. But he's going to be here for a couple more episodes, at least. Everybody else on defense, did anybody go up a development trade? I don't think that is going to happen just yet. We still don't even know what Corey Foreman's development trade is. He must not have played too much. But we have to probably simulate the playoffs to figure out who's going to go up in development traits and stuff. But we did not make it. Obviously, we are 7-10, finished behind the Colts, who only finished 11-6. So it's not like they were world beaters who were finishing like 14-3 or anything. They weren't finishing amazingly. They only went 11-6. So if a couple of games went differently for us, we could have been right there with the Colts. And maybe that's just a lack of experience. Maybe that is lack of talent, I guess, is a possibility too. But we are getting some young guys developing. Dallas Turner goes up to an 80 overall. Panthers and Browns in the Super Bowl. What a weird season. Let's take a look at the stats. Will Levis, in his rookie season, or his first year as a starter, not his rookie season, his first year as a starter, he had 3,600 yards, 30 touchdowns, and 11 picks. For a guy who's a 73, 74 overall, who is in his first year as a starter, that's not that bad of a year. Now, obviously, he's not going to be throwing crazy yards because that's not the playbook that we're in, but that is a very good season from Will Levis. That's promising. I like that. Rushing, Derrick Henry, if you saw on the right-hand side before I jumped into the actual stats, he did lead the league in rushing yards with 1,900, which is just phenomenal, 21 touchdowns. So he's still proving that he's got some energy left. He's got some gas in the tank, which is nice to see. Plus, he's boosting that value, too. Receiving-wise, Kyle Phillips really led us in yards. I was hoping it would be either one of these two guys, but Kyle Phillips, 12 touchdowns. Maybe he'll go up to star development with this good season. I don't know, but that's not the guy that I would have expected to have the season he did. But he did. Kyle Pitts had an okay year. I think the tight ends don't really do too much in the Tennessee playbook, so we might have to change to a playbook that does utilize tight ends. We'll figure it out as we go on. Defensively, we've got 136 tackles from Al-Shaair. That is crazy. 136 tackles from a normal development middle linebacker? I would be shocked if he didn't go up to star. He also had a sack. He had 2 interceptions. He had 6 tackles for loss. An amazing season. Sean Murphy-Bunting had 94 tackles. Only 1 pick, though. Amani Hooker had 94 tackles. 88 for Christian Fulton. I did end up re-signing him as well, so he's back. 84 tackles for the rookie Dallas Turner. All right, very good numbers from the boys. Jeffrey Simmons, 18 tackles for loss. 17 for Jalen Carter. 13 for Tyler Tart. Sack leader was Dallas Turner with 6.5. So the rookie linebacker really balled out. He might be in contention for Rookie of the Year, I hope at least. Jeffrey Simmons had 5, so did Tyree Wilson. Jalen Carter 3.5, Terrell Burgess 2.5. Interception leader was Christian Gonzalez with Christian Fulton, who had 3. 2 for all of Burgess, Shaair, and Byard. Very good numbers from these boys. And we are into the offseason. Well, we will be after we simulate the Super Bowl. Panthers and Browns. I hope it's the Panthers just because I don't want to see the Browns have success. But knowing Madden, they're probably going to have the Browns win, and they do. 27-24, Cleveland is your Super Bowl champions. So I guess congratulations to the Dog Pound. But now we get to the good stuff. Now we get to the off-season where we can help this team. And Dallas Turner does win Rookie of the Year defensively. That could be massive for his development. He might go up to Superstar development because I think he had Star. So he might go up to Superstar with that Rookie of the Year nod. Drake May wins Offensive Rookie of the Year for the Lions. Max Crosby and Cooper Kupp are the Players of the Year. Matt Rule is the Coach of the Year because he got him to the Super Bowl. And Lamar Jackson is your actual league MVP. They don't really give a lot of love to Lamar Jackson in Madden, so that's nice to know that he at least has a chance to win an MVP. But that is huge for Dallas Turner to win Rookie of the Year on the defensive side of things because that could certainly move him up to Superstar, and that might actually have done it because I think if you win an award, you go up a development trait no matter what. So let's just let's take a quick little peek at what we got going on here. So it looks like Will Levis stays at normal. Laviska actually dropped to normal, which is kind of annoying, but whatever. Defensively, Dallas Turner's up to Superstar. That's massive. And it looks like Kyle Foreman, or Corey Foreman, whatever his name is, Corey Foreman, he went down to normal, even though he had hidden development. I'm going to actually put him back up to Star just because he didn't really even get a chance. So it's not his fault that he went down. So we're going to move him up. Shaair doesn't even go up to Star. That's kind of crazy. I thought for sure with the season he had, he would go up, but he doesn't. Okay, so we'll have to figure some stuff out here in the off season. We've got the players that are ready to negotiate. I already said that I brought back Derrick Henry. I brought back all the boys that we were talking about. Everybody else here, I think we can just let ride. We don't really need anybody. I mean, we can maybe sign our kicker just because we need a kicker, but I think the team can figure out what we do with that. We have $89 million in cap space. We can really help this team. I don't even know what draft picks we have. Do we have multiple? We have a top 5 pick. That's huge. So does that mean we have 2? We should have 2, right? Did I trade for a second one? No, we only have 1 pick. It just happens to be top 5. How is that possible? Did I miss something? No, we only have 1 pick. So we have a top 5 pick just because... That couldn't have been our own pick because we finished 7 and 10. It's not like we were bad. But hey, I'm not going to argue it. Top 5 pick is massive. That is actually massive. I don't know who any of these players are. This is obviously an auto-generated class because we only do the real-life class for the first season. So since we don't have anybody to negotiate with, we can go straight to free agency. A top 5 draft pick is going to be huge for this offseason. That's really, really big. Okay, so $89 million headed in free agency. I'm hoping it's a good class. Bosa is here, but remember, we've gotten Bosa plenty of times before. We've never gotten Rashawn Gary. Trust me, I've tried to get Rashawn Gary. We're not going to get DJ or Brandon Ayuk. We always get Brandon Ayuk. I'm going to stay away from Brandon Ayuk, but this is a really good class. I'm glad we have a lot of money because this is a really, really good class. We can do a lot of damage here. We're not going to go, even though I would love to get like Jalen Hurts or Justin Herbert or Tua even as our quarterback, I think we're going to stick with, although Justin Herbert doesn't have any offers. He doesn't want to be here very much, but he doesn't have any offers. Uh-oh, Justin, you could be the guy for us. 26 years old. Dalvin Cook, we have Derrick Henry. Receivers, I'm definitely looking at receiver. I'm very intrigued by this. We're not going to go for Brandon Ayuk. I already said that. But we could go for Michael Pittman. That'd be really, really cool. Or Mike Evans, I guess, at 31. We could definitely use that. Tyron Smith, he doesn't have any offers either because he's older. Jedrick Wills has 3 offers. We're not going to go for Jedrick. This is a good class, boys. This is a good class. I got to think. Mekhi Becton's also here, but he's only an 82 at 25 already. I guess he could turn into something, but I don't know. We got to spend this money wisely, and we only have 5 negotiations, so we got to choose smart who we want to go after. Do we go after Bosa? Eric Kendricks is an X Factor since when? If we go after, I want to go after Rashawn Gary. I know that I want to go after Rashawn Gary because we never get him in any of these series. I don't even know if I'll get him here, but we never get him. We've gotten Bosa before. He was on the Houston 10-year rebuild, which was a nasty pairing with him and Will Anderson Jr. That was kind of crazy. But I definitely want to offer Rashawn Gary for sure. And we are going to have to severely overpay for Rashawn Gary. 1, because we have to battle against another team. And 2, he doesn't want to be here. So let's offer him that. That still doesn't even get into the green. But that does put us ahead of the Jets. That leaves us with $64 million and 4 active negotiations we can do. Okay. If we can get Rashawn Gary, we can move one of the 2, either him or Dallas Turner, over to the right side. And then our linebacking core would be elite. Do I go for Justin Herbert, though? Is that a smart idea? I could go after Tyron Smith. I think I want to go after Michael Pittman, though. Let's go after Michael Pittman. Let's offer him a big, gigantic bag as well because he doesn't want to be here either. Why does nobody want to be in Tennessee? All right, so we offer Michael Pittman. That gets us ahead of the Ravens. That's good. Now, I don't know if these guys are going to accept our contracts, but at least we're ahead of the other teams. Now we have $42 million. Do we just forget about Will Levis and go straight to Justin Herbert? I don't know. I just don't know what we do. I don't want to give up on Will Levis right now because I think he could end up being something. He had a very good year. I think we stick with Will Levis. I think that's what we do. It may be a bad idea, but I think we stick with Will Levis. I'm going to offer Tyron Smith a contract. I don't know if he's going to accept that or not. Probably not. And then who else should we go after? Probably, we have a little bit of money left. Probably a safety like Jeremy Chin could be interesting. That could be really, really good. If we offer him like this, maybe? Is that going to be better than what his other offers are? That is, oh my God, the Packers and Saints were completely lowballing him. That's interesting. And now we have about 11 million. I don't really want to spend all of my money in one free agency because especially when these guys are going to be coming up for contracts, we're going to be screwed. But should we go after DJ Reader? He's 30 years old and he's got 4 offers. I don't know if it's really worth it. But we could go after, although I don't think we need a tackle, a D tackle. I think we should keep the money. I think we should keep the 11 million and just ride with the targeted guys we have. Rashawn Gary, Tyron Smith, Michael Pittman Jr., and Jeremy Chin. I think that is a good free agency period. If we got all of them, it would obviously be amazing. I don't think we're going to get all of them. The only guy that I absolutely really want is Rashawn Gary. I'm going to hit the negotiation period. Only one guy signed, and it was Michael Pittman, and he signed with us. Awesome. He signed with us. Tyron Smith actually got other offers, so I'm going to withdraw the offer on that. That'll free up a ton of money. Bosa didn't sign anywhere after the first year. Jalen Hurts signed with the Commanders. Herbert's now got some offers. Maybe we put that money into Mekhi. Oh, I was gonna say maybe we put that money into Mekhi Becton, but he already signed with the Cardinals. Okay, I was gonna say because we could get a tackle. Should I still try to go after Tyron Smith? Jedrick Wills already signed. Oh, the Commanders got both Jedrick Wills and Jalen Hurts. They're spending some money too. We could really speed up the offensive line development progress if we go after a guy like Tyron Smith and able to bring him in. We just have to bump up the offer a little bit more. That's a hefty contract for 2 years for an old guy, but it's battling with the Broncos right now. I don't know if he's going to accept it or not. Targeted contracts. I could go after Bosa, but I don't think we have the money to. I'd have to not sign Tyron Smith and probably Jeremy Chin. But this is more. These are more of needs than what Bosa would bring. So let's evaluate the period. Everybody but Rashawn Gary signed, and they both signed with us. Jeremy Chin and Tyron Smith, or Tyron Pittman. I was gonna say Tyron Smith accepted the contract. So now we can move Peter Skoronski to right tackle and have Tyron Smith play the edge at left. And Jeremy Chin is huge. Okay. Because now he goes with Kevin Byard. And I know we have Amani Hooker, but we could also move Jeremy Chin to linebacker. I mean, he's kind of versatile like that. He's 6'3", 221, and he hits hard. So he could be a linebacker for us if we need him to. That's a big free agency already. Now we're just waiting on Rashawn Gary. I'm going to evaluate the next time. Please sign with us, Rashawn. He signed with somebody. Please, oh please, let it be with us. Rashawn Gary is a Tennessee Titan. We got every single person that I offered, except for, no, we got Pittman, or we got Tyron Smith. Oh my God, that's a massive free agency. We just boosted this team tenfold with those players. Skoronski moves to right tackle. I will officially change his position to right tackle just so he can officially be there. Tyron Smith moves on the edge. That solidifies the edges, at least for the next 2 seasons, because that's how long we signed Tyron Smith. So let's just go to generate the best lineup. All right, perfect. We have our center. Now we're just looking for guards. Michael Pittman actually has an upgrade, too. We got an extra receiver in Michael Pittman, who I never actually signed, ever. I don't ever get Michael Pittman. But we got Michael Pittman, so now we have 3 receivers that I trust in Pittman, Burks, and Laviska Shenault. We have 2 decent running backs. It's all up to Will Levis. I'm telling you, we're giving him options. We are giving him all the ability to do his thing. That is for sure. Now, here's the issue. Although, it says Dallas Turner is an 81 at left end. So maybe we turn him into an edge rusher. Maybe that's the thing. Because now we have Jeremy Chin, so Amani Hooker drops down. I could actually use Amani Hooker as trade bait to get somebody else that we need. Christian Gonzalez actually went up to start development too. I just noticed that. Okay, so obviously I want Rashawn Gary to be the outside linebacker. And I like Tyree Wilson at right outside linebacker. So maybe the best option for Dallas Turner to get some play time is to move him to left end, because he said that he was an 81 at left end, and he is an 81 at left end. Beautiful. So Dallas Turner and Jeffrey Simmons on the edge with Jalen Carter and Tyre Tart up the middle, Tyree Wilson, Rashawn Gary, and Al Shire in the middle linebackers, or in the linebacking core. Then you got Kevin Byard and Jeremy Chin. The corners look good. Okay, I like the way this team is looking. It's all up to Will Levis, man. It is in the hands of Will Levis. That is for sure. And we have a top 5 pick as well. We have a top 5 pick in this draft to adjust any needs that we could use, which I guess could be middle linebacker if we don't feel confident in Al Shire, but I don't think there is a middle linebacker at the top of the board that would be good enough. I have to take a look at the board. I don't know what the draft is looking like. 5th-year options. Who's a 5th-year option? Oh, it's Kyle Pitts. Of course we want to keep him around. I don't want to pay him. Not yet, at least. Let's postpone it another year. Okay, so another 5th-year option. Who is it? It's Caleb Farley. Okay. Should we pick up his 5th-year option? I'm going to decline his 5th-year option. We might have to, yeah, we'll have to decide if we want to pay him or not. We'll figure it out. We have $9 million that I saved from free agency, which is crazy because we signed a bunch of people to a lot of money. The final mock draft is here. Is this a draft where we can make some moves? We have the 5th overall pick, and they want us to take an outside linebacker. We don't need an outside linebacker. We need a middle linebacker. But he says he has top 5 talent, or he's a top 5 projection. His elite acceleration, but only good speed, not even great speed. A awareness, A play rec. He's a power rusher, right? Yeah, he's a power rush archetype. He could be a middle linebacker, I guess. He's 6'4", 270. That's a big boy. A running back is going to go number 1 overall. Mike Benjamin, does he have like crazy elusiveness? His speed is poor, and he's going to go number 1 overall. His spin move is a D. His juke move is a C to an F. You know a running back is going to be good if they have those. If you have juke move and spin move at like an A, then you know they're going to be really, really good. This guy's not, so we don't have to worry about that. Dudley Benson, a quarterback from Florida. Matthew Thurman, but we don't have to worry about offensive linemen anymore, at least on the tackle spot. So Mac Hadley would be there for us if we wanted to take him. We don't even have to trade up. But is an outside linebacker the guy that we need to go with? Because he doesn't even have like amazing speed. This guy, on the other hand, has better speed. Antonio Love, he's 6'2", 260, so a little bit smaller than Mac Hadley. But he's got A finesse moves. His man coverage is a C. I don't know. I don't really even know where to go with this. Is this a spot where we trade down? Get extra? We could get an extra 1st-round pick for next season. I don't know. Mac Hadley could end up being very good. I'm going to use one of my private workouts on him just to be even more certain how good he is. So we're going to use it on him. We're going to use it on Antonio Love. And we are going to use it on... Who else? Who else should we use it on? Darnell Whitfield, maybe? I don't know. Let me take a look at these two guys right here. So let's see Darnell Whitfield. He's got very good physicals, but his block shed is a D, which really throws me off. So I'm kind of probably out on him. What about Stephen Worthy? His physicals are not as good. His block shed's a C. His finesse moves are a D. I'm out on both of them, really. I'm out on both of them. What about this guy, AJ Shirley? Good physicals, good athletes, but his finesse moves are an A, but he's not a 1st-round pick, or at least not top 5 pick. What about Patrick? What's this guy's name? Patrick Capobianco? Is he Italian? He looks good physically. A man coverage, B zone coverage, B play rec. I think I'm going to use my other one on Patrick. So let's use it on Patrick and then go all the way up here and use it on Mac Hadley and Antonio Love. So we're scouting linebackers as our private workout guys. I don't know what we do. I'm not really sure. We're going to advance to the draft. We know that we could use offensive linemen, preferably guard positions. We could use maybe another receiver. And then obviously linebackers. So let me quickly go and check to see what they what they went to. No, I don't want to go to the scouts. We are going to have to probably adjust the scouts at some point because we don't need quarterbacks anymore, at least not right now. So Mac Hadley, he doesn't have the speed, but his finesse moves are good. His hit power is good. His power moves are good. His play rec is good. He's not a middle linebacker. He's not a middle linebacker. He's an edge rusher. His man coverage and zone coverage aren't good enough. So if we're going to draft Mac Hadley, we're going to have to figure out another spot for somebody else. What about Antonio Love? He's a little faster. He's not a middle linebacker either. The only guy that is a middle linebacker is the actual middle linebacker that I took a look at. Patrick Capobianco. He looks better than the other two guys, actually. I mean, Mac Hadley looks good. I think Mac looks better than Antonio Love, even though Love is a little faster. I don't know. I'm very concerned and very confused on where to go with this draft pick. I'm leaning towards trading it, actually. Start drafting. Let's see where the draft goes. So the Jaguars have the #1 pick. They're going to take the running back, who does not look good at all. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers take Dudley Benson out of Florida, staying around the same hometowns. Matthew Thurman goes to the Texans. The Chargers will take Tony Thomas, so they obviously didn't re-sign Justin Herbert. And now we are here. And this is a spot where we could take Mac Hadley, who is the top player on the board, or we trade down, and then we're in more of a range to take Patrick Capobianco. I kind of don't want to take him just because I can't pronounce his name, but that is kind of where we're at right now. Do we want to take Mac Hadley? If we take him, he's good. We just have to find a way to play him. How big is he? He's 6'4", 270. That's a small D tackle, but he could play D tackle. His block shed is A to B. His finesse moves are a B. His power moves are a B. He could play D tackle at 6'4", 270. It's on the smaller side. It's more on the side of Aaron Donald with the size comparison, or with at least the weight. Aaron Donald's not 6'4". Or do we trade back, get an extra first-round pick, and then take the middle linebacker? That is the question. Show me some offers. What do we got? We got 2 first-round picks there. We got 2. I'm only looking for 2 first-round picks. That's all I'm looking for. And the only ones that are offering me 2 first-round picks are not good. Or at least they're not good enough. I thought with the 5th pick, I'd certainly be getting more offers for more than just one, or for more than one first-round pick, but I guess not. We'd be moving back to 27 or 22. I don't want to do that. I don't want to move back that far. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to take Mac Hadley. I think it's just BPO. I think it's best player available, and Mac Hadley's best player. Let's take him. Hidden development, 83 strength, 82 speed, 78 jumping, 78 agility, 91 acceleration. I'm going to test him out at D tackle in preseason. We'll see how he goes. Obviously, if he can't get it done there, we'll move him back to maybe an edge rusher or something. But Mac Hadley is our first-round pick. I like it. I think we just had to go best player available there. Eagles take a quarterback, so they obviously didn't tell. Well, I knew they didn't take Jalen Hurts back because he signed with the Commanders. Joey Gaddis picked up. There goes Antonio Love to the Cardinals. When will the other guy go? The middle linebacker. Capobianco is his name. Maybe he falls in the 2nd round. That'd be awesome. There goes A.J. Shirley. I took a look at him. There he goes. He goes to the Broncos at pick 17, Patrick Capobianco. I didn't think he'd make it to the 2nd round, but a girl can dream. All right, so now we're at 2nd round pick. I didn't look at anybody in the 2nd round, so we're kind of just going to go by ear. Maybe we go guard positions because that's kind of a need. So who's this guy? This guy's in the 3rd round, though. I mean, he looks okay. He doesn't look great. Those guys are 3rd round picks. Centers are always useful. They can always be moved to guard. He looks okay. He doesn't look amazing. Who's this guy? Joshua Daniels. Looks okay. His run block's not great. His lead block isn't even that great. But he could be the best guard available. And then we got this guy, Isaiah Jackson, at tackle. He looks okay, but he's 6'5", 308. He can't play guard. He's too tall for that. What about Deontay Grove? He's 6'4", 311. He's got good agility. Deontay Grove moving to guard could be interesting. 6'4", 311. He's a big boy. He's got good agility, which is something you need as a guard. I'm going to take Deontay Grove. Hidden development, 90 strength. He's got smaller arms. I don't know. We'll figure it out. He's probably going to play guard for us. He is probably going to play guard for us. I'll do one more pick in the third round, then we'll let the CPU handle the rest of it. Make my selection. Who's going to be available in the third round? We're probably going to focus on the other guard spot. And there is the two guys that we were looking at, right? Maxwell Swartz and Jake Bass. I know Jake Bass for sure. But here are the centers as well. They're both here still. George Morrison. Huh. I guess I was wrong. The center class isn't that good this year. A impact blocking, A lead blocking, but nothing really else. Ben Schultz. We took a look at him earlier. Could he play guard? 6'4", 295. He doesn't look amazing. Not for a third round pick, I don't think. What about Jake Bass? We took a look at him earlier. His run block is bad, but I think we're going to take a flyer on him. Hidden development. 87 strength, Jake Bass. Okay, I'm going to let the CPU handle the rest. I'll see you guys at the draft recap screen where we see the overalls. Draft recap is here. 75 overall from Mac Hadley. I'll take it. For our fifth overall pick, I'll take it. Deontay Grove and Jake Bass are both 74 overalls. That's already better than what we have. And they're both hidden development. So we're going to move Grove to guard, and we're going to move Hadley to D-tackle, and we'll see how he plays there. Then they drafted us Cameron Teal and Jimmy Hurts. Not going to factor in too much. How good was this class? It didn't seem very good. Matt Phillips, not the first overall pick. Mike Benjamin, he was the first overall pick, but Matt Phillips is the highest overall. It's actually all three running backs. Interesting. I've never seen that before, where three running backs were the three highest overalls. Then it's a bunch of receivers. What a weird draft. What a weird auto-generated draft. I don't know. There wasn't an 80 overall. That's just a little weird. That three running backs and then three receivers. You never really see that in Madden with the auto-generated classes. But I think we made out with a pretty good draft class, and I think we have a very solid team for year number 3. We've got year number 2 of Will Levis. We're going to move Deontay Grove to right guard, and he'll probably start over Dylan Redunds. The tackle positions are good. The receiver position's okay. Running back is still good with Derrick Henry. Kyle Pitts I like. And then on the defense, we're going to move Hadley to D-tackle, so he'll play with Jalen Carter, probably over Tyre Tart. At least I'll try to make it over Tyre Tart. Who knows if they'll switch it back. I like this team. I like this team a lot. I hope you guys do too. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the episode. Subscribe to the channel. Join the Juice Club. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I truly appreciate it. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.